Hey everybody, Beau Johnston with livingoverland.com. I want to kind of talk to you today about the evolution of my toolkit that I carry with me in the GX. Back in the day, when I first started doing a lot of backcountry travel, back then in the 4Runner, I would carry a large Craftsman toolbox. It had full sets of metric and standard sockets, full sets of metric and standard combination wrenches, a bunch of pliers, a bunch of screwdrivers, a bunch of stuff that I never used. And so a couple of years ago, I started thinking about it. It was just taking up a lot of space. You know, we had the 4Runner, we were traveling with 2 dogs, all of our camping gear. It was just, space was a premium in the 4Runner, and we needed to figure out a better way. So started looking at everything and paring down what I wasn't really using and didn't think was going to use. It's actually very, very interesting. I was watching Doc with the last best tool, and kind of his evolution as well kind of fits in with what I saw for myself. So we'll kind of get into it and I'll show you what I've got. I've got a cheap tool roll that I picked up off of Amazon, and then a jumper kit that I picked up off of Amazon as well. We'll start with the toolkit first. Nothing fancy. I want to keep it simple. This fits nicely in the back of on the drawers in the back of the GX. And so we'll start right and we'll move left. So on the left-hand side, we've got just a bunch of zip ties. This is really the kind of the catch-all compartment for me. Little tape measure, tire pressure gauge, a couple of rulers. I don't know if I never really need these, but I'm an engineer and so I like being able to measure stuff, I guess. A lot of zip ties. Whether it's something that's broken and you just kind of need to temporarily get it back together, or wiring falls or something like that, it's nice having a couple of different sizes of zip ties. I do have some heat shrink here. I don't have a lighter in my kit, although I do carry one in the center console of the GX. And lastly, I just have this little telescopic magnet to be able to, in fact, I think it has a little light. Looks like, no, there it is. So in case something falls in the engine compartment or underneath the vehicle, I've got something to be able to reach in and get it. Put all this away. Next, we move into some of the pliers that I have with me. Fencing pliers. These are, I don't know, I would consider this, if you ever had to work on a farm, mend fences, this is, you know, a very competent multi-tool, able to cut wire there, crimp connectors, all of that sort of stuff. Heck, you need to beat the crap out of something, you've got a nice hammer there. Fixing fences while you're on the trail, that comes in handy quite a bit. I've got 2 sets of needle nose pliers. Actually, I think the other one is in here. Yep. So a couple of sets of needle nose pliers, a utility knife. We'll get to the screwdriver here in a minute. Just standard, I don't know, I really like these Greenlee, you know, electrician's pliers. The strippers on these are phenomenal. I'm able to cut down 632 and 832 screws. I can crimp. This is another really phenomenal thing to have in your travel case. Just a couple of small adjustable pliers, adjustable wrenches. I don't know, I like having 2 of these You know, it makes it easy to make adjustments, tighten things down, and so I really like having those. Just an inexpensive Allen set. I bought this from Home Depot years ago. It served me well. It sat in the back of the 4Runner, sat in the back of the GX. I probably had this, I don't know, 15, 18 years. And last but not least out of that compartment is the screwdriver. I went back and forth on this. I debated on whether or not I was going to have a whole suite of screwdrivers that I was going to travel with me, but ultimately decided to land on this Klein. It's nice. It's got a nice adjustable extension on it. And then in the back is where all of the bits are stored. And this came with a couple of bits that were like tamper resistant fasteners and that sort of stuff. I ditched those and went with more Torx, more flathead styles, and then even threw in this little 1/4 inch socket adapter. So those all fit in there. Kind of put them away. We'll put all the pliers in one, and then like that. See, even going through on this video, I'm reorganizing everything. The only thing that doesn't really fit all that well is that pair of fencing pliers. All right, now we come in. Like I said before, I had a whole gamut of combination wrenches, all probably everything from 6 to 17 in metric, and then whatever the equivalent is in standard. And what I boil down to is anything on the GX is going to be in metric. If I have to help a friend, then I can pull, you know, some of the adjustable wrenches out. But I really settled on this set. It's not in order as far as size goes, but it is in order in height. So I start with an 8, move to 10, 12, 15, 17. And then this one right here is a flare nut wrench so that I can take care of brake lines in case something, you know, a brake line gets loose or I need to bleed brakes or something like that. I've got a way to be able to do that here. And I like having it in this organizer. You know, this roll does a fairly good job of deadening the sound, but having a bunch of wrenches clanking around all the time in the back of the GX is something that really, really annoys me. Last but not least, we get into the ratchet and socket set. So everything is based around a flex head 1/2 inch drive socket or ratchet. I've got a series of extensions, and then the ability to neck down from 1/2 inch to 3/8. So I've got a 1/2 inch U-joint, 3/8 inch U-joint, and then that gets me into the actual sockets themselves. So we'll start out on the left-hand side and move to the right. 21 inch deep socket, impact socket. This is for taking off the lug nuts on the GX. Got a 5/8 spark plug. I've got a 19 millimeter, 17 millimeter, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8. This is a bit of a hodgepodge. A couple of the ones I recently picked up were the Tectons. I actually just picked up a whole bunch of deep socket in 1/2 inch in Tecton. Really, really like that set. That's where this rail came from. And then ended up buying a couple of these little 3/8 rail adapters off of Amazon for pretty cheap to be able to put all this stuff together. But really this is, again, anything that is going to be affecting the GX is going to be addressed with this socket size. The rail itself, like I said, it came with the Tecton set that I just bought, and I just cut it down to fit. I like having everything nice and organized. If I wanted to, I could actually get another, row of these and put it on the bottom side and have stuff alternate. But I like how this works, and it fits into this roll pretty nicely. Then everything just rolls up like so, and clips into place. So pretty handy, easy, compact. This whole kit is probably a third of the size of what I used to carry with me in the 4Runner and in the GX when I first started out. Next, I've got the jump starter. This is actually, I've never had to use it on the GX, but I've had to use it on friends' vehicles in the past. Works really, really well. And this is GB40. There's a bunch of different styles, a bunch of different companies. I've used these in the past, really liked them. The last one I had actually, went with the old 4Runner that we had. So I wanted something that was, proven, and these guys are it. Nothing fancy, easy to operate. It's a little cold in the garage right now, but that simply plugs in. And then I've got charging on the other side so that I can, about every 3 months, I kind of go through just a regular EDC type of review internally. I've got flashlights with batteries, I've got this. I just go through, and every couple of months I just pull everything out and charge it up so that it's ready to go. So there you have it. There is my toolkit and jumper kit for the GX. Hope that video was helpful for you. If there's anything that you think that I should be adding to this kit, let me know in the comments. I really appreciate it. Thanks.